My mother-in-law gave my husband a wedding gift, a mysterious envelope. He opened it and his face turned white. We have to cancel the wedding, he whispered. Furious, I grabbed the letter and read the shocking words, she's not who you think she is. Confused, I demanded answers. My future mother-in-law smirked, go on, tell her. Or should I? My husband fell to his knees and confessed a secret that shattered my entire life. I never thought my wedding day would turn into a nightmare. Alex and I had chosen St. Patrick's Cathedral in New York City for our ceremony. The cathedral, with its towering spires and intricate stained glass windows, stood as a testament to timeless beauty. As I walked down the aisle, the grandeur of the place filled me with awe. Friends and family filled the pews, their faces beaming with joy. Among them was Alex's mother, Margaret, a woman of elegance and poise. After the ceremony, we moved to the Plaza Hotel for the reception. The grand ballroom, with its gilded ceilings and crystal chandeliers, was the epitome of luxury. The room buzzed with laughter and clinking glasses as guests celebrated our union. Margaret approached us, holding a cream-colored envelope sealed with a wax emblem. A special gift for you both, she said, her voice smooth but with an undertone I couldn't place. Alex took the envelope, his fingers trembling slightly. He broke the seal and pulled out a single sheet of paper. As his eyes scanned the words, his face turned ashen. He leaned in, whispering, we have to cancel the wedding. Confused and alarmed, I grabbed the letter from his hands. The words were stark and cold, she's not who you think she is. My heart pounded in my chest. I turned to Margaret, seeking answers. She smirked, a glint of satisfaction in her eyes. Go on, tell her. Or should I? She challenged Alex. Alex's knees buckled, and he sank onto a nearby chair, burying his face in his hands. The room grew silent as guests sensed the tension. I knelt beside him, placing a hand on his shoulder. Alex, what is it? I urged, my voice shaking. He looked up, eyes red and filled with tears. Before I met you, I was in a relationship, he began, his voice barely above a whisper. It ended badly. I thought it was over, that it wouldn't affect us. I frowned, trying to understand. Who was she? He hesitated, glancing at Margaret, who watched with a cold smile. It was your sister, Lisa. The words hit me like a punch to the gut. Lisa and I had always had a strained relationship, but this? I felt the room spin. Memories flooded back, Lisa's evasiveness about her past, her sudden disappearances during family gatherings. Margaret's voice cut through my thoughts. I thought you should know before making a lifelong commitment, she said, feigning concern. I turned to her, anger bubbling up. Why now? Why on our wedding day? She shrugged. Better late than never. I felt betrayed, not just by Alex, but by Lisa and Margaret as well. The trust one had in Alex was shattered. I needed answers. Did you know? I asked Margaret, my voice cold. She nodded. I found out recently. I couldn't let my son marry without knowing the full truth. I turned back to Alex. Why didn't you tell me? He looked down. I was scared. I didn't want to lose you. Tears streamed down my face. The man I loved had kept a monumental secret. The sister I had grown up with had been involved with him. And Margaret had chosen the most humiliating moment to reveal it. The room felt suffocating. I needed air. Without a word, I stood and walked out, leaving behind the shattered remnants of what was supposed to be the happiest day of my life. I walked out of the ballroom and into the hallway, my heels clicking hard on the marble floor. I didn't care where I was going, I just knew I needed to breathe. My hands were shaking. My dress felt too tight. I couldn't even cry anymore. I heard footsteps behind me. It was Alex. Please, he said, don't walk away like this. I turned around fast. You slept with my sister, Alex. And you never thought I should know? It was before us, he said quickly. It meant nothing. It was a mistake. I didn't even know you existed back then. I laughed. It was bitter. That doesn't make it better. You proposed to me without ever thinking this would blow up? I didn't know Lisa was your sister until after we were already serious, he said. I found out when I saw a photo of the two of you together on Facebook. My stomach twisted. That was months ago. He didn't answer. Did you sleep with her again after we got together? His mouth opened, then closed. My heart sank. Answer me. He looked at the floor. It was once. Right after we got engaged. I was scared. I don't know why I did it. The world stopped moving. I felt like I was floating just outside my body, watching this train wreck unfold. I need to go, I said. But he grabbed my hand. Please. I'll do anything. Don't leave me. I yanked my hand away. You already left me the moment you crawled back into her bed. He didn't follow me this time. I stayed at a hotel that night, still in my wedding dress. I didn't even have a bag. I just booked the room with my phone, walked up, and collapsed on the bed. I stared at the ceiling until the sun came up. My phone had 27 missed calls. 9 from Alex. 8 from Lisa. 10 from Margaret. I shut it off. By noon, I was back at my apartment. I opened the door and almost screamed. Lisa was sitting on my couch. How did you get in here? I asked. Spare key. From Mom. I stared at her. She looked like she hadn't slept either. Her makeup was smudged, and her hair was a mess. I need to explain, she said. I don't want to hear it. You have to. Just once. Please. I stood still. She took a deep breath. It wasn't just a fling. I was in love with him. Before you ever met him. What? She nodded. We were together for almost a year. He broke it off with me. Said I was too controlling. That I made him feel small. A few months later, you brought him home for Thanksgiving. I lost it. I tried to move on, but when I saw you two getting serious, you didn't tell me. You never said a word. I wanted to. I tried. But then when he proposed, I thought maybe I was just being selfish. That I should let it go. But you didn't let it go, did you? I said, my voice cold. You slept with him. She looked away. You didn't tell me because you didn't want to stop. You didn't tell me because you still wanted him. I was angry, she said. I felt like you stole him from me. I laughed, but it didn't sound right. I didn't even know he existed until you were out of the picture. I know. That's what made it worse. My voice cracked. So you decided to destroy my wedding? No. That was Margaret. I froze. What? She found out. She hired a private investigator. I blinked. She what? Lisa nodded. After the engagement party, she called me. She said she'd seen us together. She threatened to go to you if I didn't tell you myself. But I didn't. So she did. It was like the air had been punched out of me. So this wasn't about protecting me, I said. This was about control. Lisa wiped her face. Margaret always hated me. She thought I wasn't good enough for Alex. She was thrilled when we broke up. When she found out about you and Alex, she probably laughed herself sick. She waited until the wedding day on purpose. Lisa nodded. She wanted a show. I sat down on the armrest of the couch. My hands were still shaking. Everything was a lie. Alex. Lisa. Margaret. I had no idea what was real anymore. And then, my phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. It read, "You think you know everything. You don't. Ask Alex about Denver." I looked up slowly at Lisa. Who else knows? I asked. She shook her head. What's in Denver? I don't know, I whispered. But I was going to find out. Ask Alex about Denver. Denver? He'd never mentioned going there. Ever. We'd traveled a bit together, Boston, Miami, even Italy once. But never Denver. I showed the text to Lisa. Her face went pale. You think it's Margaret? I asked. Lisa slowly shook her head. No. That's not her style. She doesn't do hints. She drops bombs. Then who? Lisa hesitated. You're not going to like this. Say it. I think it might be. Claire. Claire? My voice went up. His ex-fiancée Claire? Lisa nodded. I saw her name on one of his call logs a few months ago. I thought it was weird but didn't think much of it. They broke up years ago. Before he met either of us, I said. Right. But they were serious once. Real serious. I think he lived with her. In Denver. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I'd asked Alex about his past relationships. He always brushed it off, said there wasn't anything worth talking about. I pressed a few times, but he always changed the subject. I let it go. Trusted him. Now I knew I'd made a mistake. I needed answers. Real ones. So, I did something I hadn't done in months. I called my old friend Taylor. She worked in real estate but used to be a licensed private investigator before switching careers. She still did favors on the side. Hey Tay, I said as she picked up. I need you to look someone up for me. Alex Moreland. Anything tied to Denver. Especially around 5 years ago. She didn't even ask questions. Give me a couple of hours. I hung up and sat in silence with Lisa. She didn't try to talk. I think she knew nothing she said would fix this. Not now. 3 hours later, Taylor called back. You're not going to like this, she said. I braced myself. Alex lived in Denver for 3 years, from 2015 to 2018. During that time, he was engaged to Claire Redford. They were planning a wedding, big one. Venue was booked. Dress bought. Everything. And? He ghosted her, Taylor said flatly. 3 weeks before the wedding, he disappeared. Left town. Deleted his social media. Changed numbers. Just vanished. My chest tightened. He what? She filed a missing person report. Thought he was dead. 2 months later, she got a text, don't look for me. I'm not who you think I am. That's the last time they spoke. I couldn't breathe. What the hell, Taylor? I know. It gets worse. There's a restraining order. From Claire? No. From a woman named Rachel Hennings. Filed in 2017. She claimed emotional manipulation, threats, and that he faked his identity. Guess what name he used? What? Jason Reed. I felt like the floor had been ripped out from under me. Alex had a second identity? Lisa was staring at me now, reading every word on my face. What is it? She whispered. He's not just a liar, I said slowly. He's a whole other person. Everything made sense now. The weird way he avoided talking about the past. The sudden career change when I met him. The way Margaret always seemed too calm. She knew. Of course she knew. She wasn't just trying to ruin the wedding. She was trying to bury him before someone else could. Another message popped up on my phone. If you don't believe me, check the storage unit. Denver, unit number 117. He kept everything. I stared at the screen. No name. No reply address. Storage unit? Lisa leaned over. Are you really going to go? I didn't answer. Because I already knew I had to. He'd lied about Lisa. He'd cheated. But if he'd also been living under a fake name and ghosted a whole other fiancé, then who the hell was I about to marry? I booked a flight to Denver 2 days later. Lisa didn't come. She offered, but I said no. This wasn't her fight anymore. It was mine. I had to look the past in the face, even if it crushed me. I landed and went straight to the address from the text. A bland, gray storage facility on the edge of town. The air smelled like dust and metal. My hands were sweating as I approached unit number 117. Taylor had pulled a favor to get me in. The lock popped open with a click that felt louder than it should have been. I pulled the door up. Inside was a life in boxes. Men's clothes. Old photo frames. A broken keyboard. Dozens of boxes labeled with sharp black ink, taxes 2016, photos, wedding. That one made me stop. I opened it. Inside were pictures, dozens of photos of Alex and Claire, laughing, kissing, in matching Christmas pajamas. There was a printed wedding invitation, RSVP cards, and a marriage license application. One picture stood out, Alex on one knee, Claire crying, her hand over her mouth. She looked so happy. He'd meant it. Once. But then, he vanished. Why? I looked through more of the boxes. Then I found one labeled J. Reed Personal. Inside were IDs. 2 driver's licenses, one with the name Jason Reed, another under Alex Moreland. Same face. Different lives. There were letters, too. Pages and pages of what looked like apologies never sent. Most were to Claire. I'm sorry I left. I didn't know how to stay after what I did. What I did. What had he done? That's when I saw the police report. Dated 2017. An incident at a bar. Drunken fight. Rachel Hennings. Her statement was attached. She claimed Alex, no, Jason, had manipulated her into giving him money for a fake business. Over $12,000. When she threatened to go to the cops, he vanished. Claire left him after that, apparently. But somehow, he left her first. I was shaking. My head hurt. None of this made sense. I thought of all the times I asked him about his past, and he brushed it off like it was nothing. I thought of how Margaret watched him like a hawk, not because she was cold, but because she was scared. He had burned his life down before. And now I understood why she blew up the wedding. Not to hurt me. To stop him. I flew home with copies of everything. I didn't call. I didn't text. I showed up. Alex was at his apartment, pacing when he opened the door. I thought you weren't coming back, he said, eyes hopeful. I didn't answer. I stepped inside and tossed the police report on the table. His face went still. I went to Denver, I said. He picked up the paper slowly. You shouldn't have. No, you should have told me, Alex. Or Jason. Or whoever the hell you are. He slumped into a chair. His hands covered his face. I wanted to. I almost did. But you didn't. He looked up. Because I didn't want to lose you. You already did. Silence. Then I exploded. How many lies do I even know about anymore? Claire? Rachel? Lisa? Who are you really, Alex? Are you just some guy who runs when things get hard? He didn't answer. I stepped forward. You ghosted Claire. You scammed Rachel. You used a fake name. You slept with my sister. And you thought all of that would stay buried? He stood now. I was young, stop, I cut in. You were in your 30s. Don't insult me. He looked like he wanted to scream. Or cry. Or maybe both. I tried to change, he whispered. I met you and I thought, Maybe this time I could do it right. I loved you. I still love you. You don't lie to people you love, I said. You don't destroy them. The room was quiet except for the sound of both our breathing. That's when the door opened. Margaret walked in. She looked from him to me, then at the paper on the table. So, she said softly. You finally found out. I stared at her. Why didn't you tell me sooner? Her voice was calm, but tired. Because you wouldn't have listened. Love makes people blind. I know. I've lived through it. Alex turned toward her. You knew what I went through. I did, she said. And I forgave you for things a mother should never have to forgive. But this? This wasn't just about you anymore. You were dragging her into it. He sat back down. I never meant to hurt anyone. But you did, she said. Every time. The silence stretched again. Thick. Suffocating. I think you should leave, I finally said to him. He looked up. Just like that? I nodded. Just like that. He left. Margaret and I sat on the couch in silence for a long time. He needs help, she said finally. I nodded. But I'm not the one to give it. She placed her hand on mine. I'm sorry it happened this way. I'm not, I said. She looked surprised. I'd rather know the truth and be heartbroken, I said, than live a lie and be happy. In the weeks that followed, the fallout was brutal. Lisa cried. A lot. She begged for forgiveness, but I needed space. I didn't know if I could forgive her, not yet. Maybe not ever. Claire sent me a message. A simple thank you. That was it. Rachel never reached out. I didn't expect her to. Alex tried. He sent long emails, apologies, explanations, memories. I didn't respond. I couldn't. He's somewhere now, probably rebuilding life number 3. Or 4. Maybe this time he'll be honest. Maybe not. But that's not my story anymore. This is. I've learned that love doesn't fix people. It can't. You can hold someone's hand, but you can't carry their demons. Not forever. Sometimes, walking away isn't giving up, it's surviving. And I survived. I don't know if I'm hopeful yet. But I'm free. That's enough for now.